Hi everybody, this is Tosh with Tactical Hyve and Strategic Ops Training. So here at Strategic Ops Training, we use a couple methods for non-lethal training. So we have a force-on-force scenarios to test out our skill sets. Okay, so the first thing we need to talk about with non-lethal force-on-force type equipment is safety gear. Obviously, you gotta have eyes, eye protection. With the force-on-force, you also have to have neck protection, body protection, groin protection, gloves. We have all that equipment. So this is an actual FX force-on-force protection. Here at SOT, sometimes the instructors will use this or some of the students will use this. But this is technically the only thing that's authorized for it. And then they have other styles and neck protection also. So you guys understand we use the safety equipment. Now let's talk about the weapon systems that we actually use for training. Here at SOT, we use the Glock 19 and Glock 17, which is a complete, because it's a striker-fired weapon system, we have to change out the whole upper receiver. So if you had like a SIG 226 and you wanted to convert it to SIM, it's as simply as buying a barrel. That's it on the pistol systems, okay? Rifle system, so M4. Okay, we use force-on-force here, which is simply a bolt. It comes in a little package like this. So what we do for safety reasons, we take the container that it comes in, and we make sure when we change out our weapon system, we simply take that bolt out. One for accountability and two for safety to ensure that this bolt is not here, okay? And that bolt gets put away. And then it's just simply the force-on-force bolt system. We go ahead and load that into the M4. Whoops. Or the AR. And there you go. This is ready to go and ready to be used for Simunition or force-on-force. The last option we have here at SOT is a revolver, and there's really no conversion you need to make. It's simply buying the FX ammo and getting whatever caliber. So they have 38, 357. So if you have a wheel gun, you can still train with Simunition or force-on-force. Actually, Simunition is the only one that does the 38, I believe. And then force-on-force is 9mm and 5.56. Another safety note that we should talk about is when dealing with the non-marking rounds or non-lethal rounds of force-on-force is we want to make sure that there are no real bullets in the area, they're nowhere in the training area, and everything is safe so that you can't inadvertently load a live round in it. But what's nice about these systems, they're set up so that you actually can't shoot live ammo through these. So we're not gonna run into that problem. If we're running all force-on-force, that if somebody decides to load a 5.56 round for any reason, it won't go off. Now, the only caveat to that is the revolver. There is no conversion. That could still happen. So when we do our checks, we make sure that everybody is using the right type of ammo. These systems, they're all great. FX Simunition is a great tool. Force-on-force, we like that a little bit better. It's a little cleaner through the weapon system. And what happens with these, they get fouled by the tips. So it's real important that we clean out our barrels, because if you don't do that, the softness of the tips gets caught in the rifling of the weapon systems. And every so often you have to punch out the lands and grooves with a bore brush and some WD. And what we learned in the teams was to go ahead and spray down our barrels before we even start using it. There's some other things that we need to discuss about the maintenance. The reason we use the WD, it's got a low viscosity and it sort of lubricates the barrel, so it makes the projectiles come out cleaner. Over time, you got to keep doing that and keeping it clean. The problem with these systems, if you're gonna mix your live fire weapon systems and you're gonna convert back and forth, you need to do maintenance on this, okay? You can't just go from force-on-force or Simunition, shoot that all day, next day you're gonna go live fire and not clean the weapon system. You need to make sure you clean the weapon system, because the plastics from the projectiles on these on these rounds will foul the barrel, and there's been accidents that have been caused by that, by overpressure and the plastic being left in the muzzle. So make sure you're cleaning your barrels all the time, especially if you're switching back and forth between force on force or Simunition and live fire. Okay, that's a quick overview of the systems we use at Strategic Ops Training. If you've used Simunition or force on force and you've got any tips, please leave a comment below. Go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.